Welcome to Movies in the Making, everyone! If you'd like to hear about how films were done behind the scenes, please like down below and subscribe to this channel for more videos, including what films you think should be talked about by this channel. In today's episode, we are going to be looking at the 1995 coming-of-age comedy film Clueless, released by Paramount Pictures and directed by Amy Heckerling. Here, we shall dive deep into the story of the production of this film. You think just taking inspiration from a certain Jane Austen novel would not take that much work to make? Ugh, as if. Now, sit back and enjoy the show. You are all in for a fashionable ride. The idea for Clueless originated with writer-director Amy Heckerling in 1993, when she began developing a TV show for Fox called No Worries, centered on optimistic, popular teens at a California high school. Drawing inspiration from Jane Austen's 1815 novel Emma and characters like Lorelai from Nita Luce's 1925 novel Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, Heckerling created a cheerful, naive protagonist named Cher. Despite her track record in coming-of-age comedies, the project faced challenges. It shifted from a TV pilot to a potential film, was dropped by Fox and underwent numerous rejections before finding support. Heckerling's agent, Ken Stovitz, championed the idea as a film and pitched it persistently until producer Scott Rudin saw its potential and brought it to Paramount. Rudin's support revived Heckerling's original vision and secured the film's production. Alicia Silverstone landed her breakout role as Cher Horowitz after a few early acting credits, including The Crush, Warner Bros. 1993, and TV work as well as high-profile appearances in some Aerosmith music videos. Heckerling was so captivated by Silverstone's presence in those videos that she immediately envisioned her as Cher. Though Fox initially hesitated, Silverstone's performance impressed enough to secure her the role, reportedly earning her between $4 and $8 million. Playing the stylish and upbeat high schooler catapulted her into stardom and cemented her as a pop culture icon of the 90s. On set, Silverstone was given remarkable creative freedom by Heckerling, who trusted her instincts and offered her little direction beyond engagement. At first, Silverstone found this intimidating, but she grew to appreciate the trust and eventually embraced the character, despite initially judging Cher as shallow. Memorable moments, like her accidental mispronunciation of Haitians, Haitians, were kept in the film and celebrated for their authenticity. However, the sudden fame that followed Clueless overwhelmed her. Lacking the tools to cope, she stepped back from Hollywood to focus on activism and personal passions. Years later, she found joy again in acting, working on diverse new projects while reflecting positively on the journey. Paul Rudd nearly missed out on his iconic role as Josh Lucas due to an impulsive haircut. After auditioning for the part, Rudd spontaneously decided to buzz off his long hair, unaware that he was being seriously considered for the role. When Heckerling unexpectedly saw him afterward, she was shocked by his new look and told him the drastic change could cost him the part. Rudd later admitted he had been stupidly cavalier about the situation. He even had to wear a wig for a screen test, which did not work. Fortunately, his hair grew back in time for filming. The close call did not stop Rudd from landing the role, which became a major stepping stone in his career. The film marked a major breakthrough for much of its cast, serving as the first theatrical film for Rudd and launching the careers of Brittany Murphy, Donald Faison, Stacey Dash, Jeremy Sisto, and Breckin Meyer. Casting director Marcy Ross finally remembered the rare opportunity to work with a group of mostly unknown actors, crediting Heckerling for recognizing their talents in the studio for supporting such bold casting choices. Elisa Donovan, who played Amber, based her character on two mean girls from high school and an ex-boyfriend whose dismissive use of whatever inspired one of Amber's signature lines. Breckin Meyer, who portrayed lovable slacker Travis, channeled Jeff Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Universal Pictures, 1982, and Keanu Reeves' early characters, even skateboarding to his audition out of necessity due to a lack of gas money. Meyer also noted how easy it was to play someone infatuated with Murphy's tie, calling her effortlessly lovable. Clueless was primarily filmed in and around Los Angeles, California, with many iconic scenes shot in well-known neighborhoods and landmarks. Although the film is set in Beverly Hills, several key locations were actually elsewhere in LA. Cher's famous freeway driving scene was filmed in Long Beach, despite the character being a Beverly Hills native. Other memorable moments, like her shopping spree in the infamous Totally Pause stop sign scene were filmed at Rodeo Drive in the corner of Elevado and N Hillcrest in Beverly Hills. The romantic fountain scene was meant to take place in Beverly Gardens Park, though the exact fountain was under construction during a fan-led location tour. In a surprising twist, Cher's luxurious mansion was not filmed in Beverly Hills at all. It is instead actually located in Encino, deep in the San Fernando Valley. The party house from the Wild Valley Bash is even farther north in Granada Hills. Many school scenes were filmed at Occidental College in Eagle Rock, which stood in for the fictional Bronson Alcott High. This included a tennis court, quad, and track, all recognizable from the film. Even decades later, Occidental remains a hotspot for fans, despite its real-life students not being required to wear plaid skirts or knee-high socks. Mona May became the costume designer after being approached by Heckerling, who was inspired by the film's colorful characters and wanted the fashion to be a defining element. May was instantly drawn to the script and saw its potential to set new style trends, viewing the characters almost like living paper dolls. Collaborating closely with Heckerling, she crafted an unforgettable wardrobe that combined high fashion with youthful plainness, taking cues from European runways and the vibrant street style of London and Paris. May's work transformed the clothing into a central character of the film, with Cher's now iconic yellow plaid suit chosen specifically to make her pop against the green-toned background of the school quad. In total, lead actress Silverstone tried on 63 outfits, a process she recalled as exhausting due to her own lack of interest in fashion at the time. However, May used these fittings as opportunities to help Silverstone physically embody Cher, teaching her how to move and express herself through carefully chosen silhouettes, textures, and accessories. The result was a wardrobe that not only captured the era's bold fashion but helped define it, offering a fresh, feminine counterpoint to the prevailing grunge style of the mid-90s. Cher's computerized closet was inspired by Heckerling's childhood love of paper dolls and her practical experience on film sets. Heckerling explained that during film productions, costume departments often use Polaroids to keep track of wardrobe choices. This sparked the idea, instead of physically trying on outfits, why not cut up photos and mix-match them to visualize how different clothing combinations would look, much like paper dolls. This concept involves the high-tech closet scene in the film, where Cher uses a computer program to select her outfits digitally. The detail not only added to the character's charm and futuristic vibe, but also reflected Heckerling's personal approach to styling. Fittingly, Cher herself expresses similar sentiments in the film, saying she takes pictures of her outfits because she does not trust mirrors, further grounding the technology in her fashion-obsessed world and making the standout elements of her character. The constant bickering between Dione and Murray was not just written for laughs, it was rooted in real-life experiences and observations by Heckerling. Stacey Dash and Donald Faison played the on-again, off-again couple whose dramatic high school spats added a layer of humor and relatability to the film. Heckerling revealed that the idea for her frequent arguments came from a student at Beverly Hills High School who told her about her friends who once missed prom because they got into a fight. That level of teenage drama struck a chord with Heckerling, who also drew from her own life, admitting that the fiery back and forth between Dione and Murray reminded her of the arguments she used to witness between her own parents. This blend of teenage realism and personal history helped make their dynamic feel both authentic and entertaining, grounding the comedy in familiar emotional territory. The memorable mugging scene, where Cher refuses to lie on the ground because she is wearing an Aliyah dress, was actually inspired by a real story Heckerling once heard. She recalled a TV executive who had undergone a style transformation thanks to his wife, who dressed him in expensive designer suits and scolded him for not taking care of them. During a robbery, the executive was told to lie on the ground but refused, saying, "I can't. This is Armani." Heckerling found the story both absurd and funny, deciding to adapt it for Cher's character, replacing Armani with Aliyah, a designer choice that not only matched Cher's fashion-forward personality but also looked stunning on Alicia. According to Heckerling, the dress was chosen specifically because it was flattering and they had permission to use the Aliyah name in the script, adding an extra layer of authenticity and humor to the scene. Several memorable lines were actually improvised by the actors rather than written into the script. For example, when Dione yells at Murray for shaving his head, his quick comeback, "I'm keeping it real," was not planned. Similarly, Cher's mispronunciation of Haitians was also spontaneous. Heckerling explained that these moments often came from the actors wanting to include phrases they had heard from real kids or things they just felt like saying on the spot. She was always attentive and open to V's natural, oft-cut contributions, knowing Faye would add authenticity and humor to the film. This flexibility helped the dialogue feel fresh and stay true to the characters' youthful voices. As of the 13th of July 2025, Clueless is an 82% critic scoring on Rotten Tomatoes, a 73 out of 100 critic score on Metacritic, 6.9 rating on IMDb, and a 3.7 rating on Letterboxd. The film's budget was $12 million and it grossed about $56 million following its digital release on 21st July 1995. Clueless was so successful it inspired a TV spin-off just a year later, though it came with some major changes. The series, which aired on ABC via UPN, continued to follow the stylish and socially savvy Cher Horowitz in her high school adventures at Bronson Alcott High, but without Silverstone, who was unavailable due to a film contract with Columbia TriStar. Instead, Rachel Blanchard took over the role. While key characters like Dione, Amber, and Murray returned, the show did not follow the film's continuity. Josh was not Cher's love interest. Ty only appeared in a few episodes with a new actress, and other characters like Christian and Travis were left out. Though the show ran for 3 seasons, it never achieved the same cultural impact as the film. And that wraps up our deep dive into the making of Clueless. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and that bell icon to stay up to date on all things movies in the making. Let us know in the comments what you think of Clueless, or if you have any favorite moments from a film which is not touched upon, or films you would like to hear covered by this channel. Also be sure to check out our community page, where we announce what films to be talked about by this channel each week. New posts arrive every Friday. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time on Movies in the Making, where we'll be talking about Fantastic Four, 20th Century Studios 2005, and more films to follow along the way. Tune in for more Movies in the Making as we uncover the stories behind cinema's most unforgettable films. This has been Jason Scotchmer, film enthusiast and passionate about the arts.